Hey everybody, Jason Blaha here with Ice Cream Fitness. I'm just sitting here eating another ice cream Twix bar. Oh, let me give you guys a bicep shot. Alright. Today, I want to answer another Q&A for you. I got a really good question a couple of weeks back and I haven't gotten around to answering yet, and I'm going to go ahead and do so for you now. One of my subscribers, who is a martial artist, asked me what I would recommend as far as weight training goes to improve power for a martial artist. And I really like this question because I personally, even though I'm very out of practice, have a background in martial arts, and I have been hired as the personal trainer before for a competitive kickboxer. And so to me, this is really a good question. And what I would personally do is I would do a lot of training that focuses on starting strength, speed strength, and then dynamic core stability while punching and kicking. And so what I would do is a lot of, as far as things like deadlift, squat, bench press are all good, you know, your rows and everything, but I would focus more on movements that require you to, for as far as starting strength, to go from a dead stop. Meaning I would do box squats or pause squats. For things like bench press, I would do pause bench. For rowing, I would do pendlay rows. Obviously, deadlifts are pulled from a dead stop. Same thing, if you're going to, even for your overhead pressing, I would do more push presses. So again, you're coming from a dead stop off the chest, you're training explosiveness. And I would focus on just general movements that train explosiveness. Things like power cleans also. I would be reluctant to get into Olympic lifts because there are just other ways to train explosiveness that don't require you to learn as much actual technique. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend a lot of Olympic lifting other than maybe things like power cleans. I would also do things like jumping squats. I would, for punching power, I would do things like one arm dumbbell floor presses, which, you know, not only train, you know, unilateral starting strength, but they also work your core a lot more than other types of presses do by the nature of doing them one arm on the floor. You'll find that that is really an effective means of training the core to recruit when doing a press, which will carry over into punches. I would consider things like unilateral kicking power. I would learn how to do things like one-legged squats, which can be difficult to master, but it also would help with both balance and unilateral power kicking. And then the other thing that I would look at that I would really consider heavily for a martial artist would be a lot of speed work, dynamic effort work, west side barbell style. I would look into band training. I would start doing speed squat, speed bench, things like that with actual bands done in true dynamic effort manner for speed using the bands. And I would go ahead and invest in a set of bands and start doing those things so that you can improve your speed strength also, which will carry over to explosiveness for a martial artist. And that's really all I have to say on that today. That would be my recommendations to a martial artist looking to improve speed and power through lifting. I hope it was informative. Let me give you guys another bicep shot. And talk to you next time.